I didn't even realize how much I could talk. Like I was like, I'd be so shy, but I like conversational things. We're on a TV program and all that, and there's a lot of people are following us. And Gregory works with a lot of people in mental health. Like you can't put those type of things out, and we ain't gonna brush over it like you was just playing. Like that's really not funny. And I just didn't like how that's done and how everybody's kind of like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like all you people are doctors. Like let's be smart. Can we be smart? It's not being smart. It's not being smart. And, especially when the ladies always just talking about materialistic things and I got this and that. Like, I think that we could have done more with more than $25,000 or $15,000. I think that we could have had we really brainstorm and come together and raise awareness. And those are things that are important to me. I love philanthropy. I love giving back. But also, this is a cause that's going to benefit all of Black women. Welcome back, guys, to episode 8. I'm going to do a little review of this episode. Welcome back to my channel, the sweet tea, the real sweet tea. I'm giving you the real. And I want to get into discussion about my speed dating event, what this episode was to me, and just give you a little bit of background information on it. First off, I want to start by saying I taught a class, okay? And you guys only saw a small snippet of the class, and it was hilarious, honestly, because I wanted to just really talk to the ladies that were going to participate in my speed dating event and really just talk about, what older guys, what they're looking for, and how you should be, on these dates, and how should you act. But honestly, it really falls back on you just being yourself, because you don't want to pretend to be somebody else, and then you go on these dates and you put up a front, and then people find out like this is really not you. You got to be comfortable in your own skin, and you got to really just be genuine, and whatever, bring out your best self. Whatever that person will like about you will get you far. Like I've always been my same old silly self, but I could turn on a little sexy here and there. It was a lot of fun. We taught a class, and I also gave a test. I had like a little test that I did with the ladies. Just wanted to talk about more about the old men from yesterday and the old men today. Okay, two different things. Okay, because back then, you had, when you saw old men, you looked at your uncles and stuff, and they 50s and 40s, and they look rough. They look rough. They was smoking cigarettes, cigars. They smelled like they was chewing on tobacco, greeting at Walmart, hanging outside the VA. Stuff that we don't want. Sitting in that hot car, hanging out with chucking them up the juke joint. We don't want that no more, okay? So nowadays, men, they're out there exercising. They're taking good care of themselves. Today's men are not yesterday's men, okay? And my man is fine, okay? I got what I wanted. And I love a nice little silver fox. And I think what really attracted me about like older guys, they had their stuff together. I like a man that can lead, that can really just take care of a woman. Any woman should want that. Any woman should want that. And that is something that I looked for in a man. I think whenever I was younger, I used to watch this show called The Nanny. And everybody knows our friend Dresser. She dressed real cute and everything. And then she had Mr. Sheffield. Ooh, baby. You know what I'm saying? He had that salt and pepper beer. He was like, he was well distinguished. I've always been attracted to that. I like a man that with a nice little suit on, got some nice slacks and all that. I never liked the dudes that was so into the fad. Like, I like me a nice little nerd. I was really inspired by that. And, I've always had a mature mind. And so that's why I really started dating older guys. Like, I grew up around older people. I've always been the youngest amongst a group of women that were older in a workplace, and I've always did well. I just wanted someone to match me in my mindset. And that's why I started dating older. And most women, especially here in Atlanta, they out here, they looking for them. They out here. So I'm just trying to gather the old men up and put them together. So, we had a little test, and, I showed the difference between what the old men used to look like. Yesterday, I had a little AI picture, and then what they look like today. Like, everybody know they love some Idris Elba. Because I don't care what Toya says. Toya's talking about how, nobody want no old man. Girl, your man is old today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you clearly want the old man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm pretty sure if Idris Elba was single and he looked your way or whatever and just did like that, I bet you gonna snap. Girl, please. Like, especially a man with money that still look good. Of course, people want their old man. Okay, that ain't nothing but what out here, these girls are out here looking for, and I'm here to gather them up and, and put together an event. And so I decided to start my group, and it's called the Sweet and Savory Collective. What that is pretty much a group that I started, and it consists of couples that are in age gap dating and also anybody that's interested in age gap dating. So I try to kind of play a little bit of a matchmaker, but also it's also support group because I love my man. I want my man to feel accepted in my friend groups. I want him to feel like we can go out with my friends and everything be normal because we have a very normal relationship. It's no different from any other that I've been with. It's just that my man got his shit together. That's the difference because I don't have time to be mama and hold nobody's hand and guide them and all that and nurse them. I don't have time. I don't like to be laid up all day in the bed with a man. I like a man to go out there and work. That's what I like. Every woman wants that. Duh. Yeah, my speed dating event, it was a lot of fun. Some of the women and the men that I gathered up, they were from my age gap group on Facebook, the Sweet and Savory Collective. And I had my girlfriends. They went out and solicited, just let them know, hey, we're going to be doing a show. I need a couple of people. And I also posted on my Facebook. And when we actually did the actual event, people showed up. It was really popping. Like, people showed up. We had to turn people away. I got with this young girl, Brianna, and she had a lot of good ideas for us to play some games together. I had so much cool things to do. Like, shoot, child, I wanted almost going into a pop balloon type of event. I almost wanted to go in something similar like that, but we didn't get a chance to do that. But Brianna had some really fun games. We had to downsize the event, and so it ended up being I believe 7 women and 7 men. And some of the men actually were some of Gregory's friends that we got. Ray, we got him, and we got what was his name? Anton. We got Anton. So that was 2 of Gregory's friends, and then the rest that we actually got from, I believe, my friend Sheena. I don't know if you're okay. Sheena, she found some people, and we had fun doing it. And when we started, oh my gosh, I wish you guys would have really got a chance to see the actual event because it was crazy. When the men and women arrived, we did short little interviews with them, and it was so nice. We had one guy, he had bought an Ace of Spade bottle. He was throwing money in the air. I was like, yes, that's what we like, baby. Yes. I think that we need to normalize in American culture that, women, especially Black women, need to be showered with gifts. They do that over in Africa, in weddings, they throw money. We like to be showered with gifts, and, I like to be adored, okay? I like to be adored. I like to be loved on. I like to play the damsel in distress, okay? We had such a great time. I wish they would have showed more of that because, it was so funny. And then we had Check. But Check, he ended up participating in Phaedra Pick Check. And she wanted to pick somebody else, but she forgot his name. So then she ended up being with Check. But Check, Check was coming in there. He was very, very cocky. He was very cocky. He, sells exotic cars and all that. He does well for himself.
Does he work with quads, man?
Oh, child, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But Check has a huge presence on social media. That I know. But, and Check got the money because I can't even go into it because I'm gonna reveal more of later on the episodes. So I don't want to speak more on that. Maybe once we get deeper and later on, I'll be able to reveal some of those things. The dude was cocky. He was funny, and then right after the speed dating event, we went on and we went out to the club. And we had a good time. The club was fun. Of course, y'all see the scene that Simone brought Dennis to Venice. Okay. Initially, I was just like, yeah, what you doing here? And so she came in you need me. I'm a relationship expert. And I was like, where are your credentials? Why would you want to be here knowing that you don't support my relationship? You don't support real love. Honestly, you don't. You really try to break people apart. And it's just what are you doing here? It's not like I'm popping up at your event. At this point, I'm kind of fed up with the whole apology thing because I know a lot of people are saying that, Letitia, you keep asking for apology. And I really don't give a damn about apology. And you have to keep in mind, when you're watching the episodes, the ladies are actually bringing me up first to bringing up the situation between her and I'm not even bringing this up, and it's kind of forcing me to address it, but I really didn't care. I was like, we're done. Like, it just is what it is. Because, at the same time, like, although they've been doing this for 10 years, I've only been doing it for 2. And, like, I just treat it as this is my life, and I'm just going to treat people accordingly and how they treat me. And so I just kind of was like, whatever, this will be awkward for you. But like, she comes in my event saying that she didn't know me and all these things, and then claimed that she spoke to Gregory for a long period of time at the club. She just literally showed up after the club with Simone, and I was just like, y'all see the video of me with flipping my middle finger up, and it was just kind of like I was just showing like, ain't no fool gonna stop the show. I'm gonna have a good time regardless. Like, I'll go dance on somebody and it don't mean nothing. Like, it doesn't mean like we're back cool again. Like, I'll go dance on somebody just to show like, you here, but you're not gonna bother me. I'm still gonna have a good time regardless. And so, of course, I think they're trying to use that in a way like we made up, and there was no long conversation that was had between her and Gregory. It was just kind of like I'm here, like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry. But it was no long conversation. First of all, it's loud music going on. That never happened. And it just doesn't, really, to me, it just doesn't make sense in how she moves. Basically, it's no hard feelings. But again, like, you talked so much crap for months, and then I finally responded, and it was a problem. And so you got to keep in mind of that. A lot of the viewers, some of the viewers, I think that they lose sight of that, and they have selective outrage and selective seeing and listening, whatever. And I just want to just remind you guys of that. And again, if I'm not that important, nobody wants me, why are people at my event? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. I had a really good time this episode. Gregory had a good time, and we really want to start doing more with the speed dating event. And so I'm actually planning on putting a speed dating event. And I want you guys to stay tuned for that, because I will be putting it out pretty soon. I'm looking for some locations, and I really want to make this like a, every quarter thing, like us to get together. And there's so many women that are out there looking for love. And I want to be able to make those connections. And there's a lot of older guys that I meet all the time. Like, I ain't never had no problem meeting somebody, because I'll talk to anybody. I'm just friendly like that. But and I've never been afraid. I've always gotten what I wanted. And if I wanted you, I was gonna have you. I wanted you, I was gonna have you. You know what I'm saying? I've recruited a couple of guys to be a part of my group, and I've been recruiting, like, I'm just trying to make the connects. And Gregory is always trying to make connects with his friends and with some of my friends. He's constantly doing that and trying to play Cupid. Y'all know who you are. Gregory trying to hook you up. He's trying to get his friends together. And there's a lot. It's so many women that's coming onto my Instagram like, does Gregory have any friends? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, he has friends. But also I'm looking, not just doctors and all that, looking for men that, have their stuff together. I mean, a man, he doesn't have to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that. To me, as long as he's doing well for himself and that he can take care of another woman, I think that's just good enough. Y'all better stop overlooking the plumbers and all them. They got their own businesses, and electricians, they doing well. Oh, so Dr. Mimi, they introduced Dr. Mimi as a friend of mine on the show. Dr. Mimi and Steve, they're supposed to be me and Gregory's friends on the show, because Dr. Mimi is a fellow psychiatrist. But I think that Mimi is a really sweet person, and I think that people should give Mimi a chance. And Steve is hilarious. Like, Steve has a funny personality. He's young. They're both millennials. And I think that it's great to have those millennials in the group to kind of balance things out. And so you guys just gotta watch Mimi and Steve, and see, do you think they fit in? Like, what do you think? What did you think about them when you saw them at the Met Gala? Because they basically introduced them through Simone at the Met Gala. What do you guys think? Yeah.
Are you still the youngest on the show, or are they?
I'm still the youngest. Yeah, I'm 33. I think Mimi's right at 40. And so, yeah, I'm still the youngest. And that's all right. I can bring the energy. It's fine. So we sit down and we have dinner with Mimi and Steve and Contessa, Scott, Simone, and Cecil, and all of us. And so Simone is letting us know that she's playing this couples trip. And then, of course, just so cliche, like, okay, you have Heavenly as the co-host. So I immediately am like, this is a bad idea. Like, this is just this is something that is bad that's waiting to happen. I just already know it. And so it's just kind of like, okay, come on. This is very telling. Like, what the hell? It's really funny because Simone keeps on saying like, oh, I have a bad attitude. But like, again, Simone has to remember, she even told me that she stopped speaking to Heavenly for like 2 years because of some things she said about Cecil. And so I'm like, okay, girl, like you could have told me it took you a whole minute, but like I don't know. Like my thing is like, Simone, what's the real deal? Like, are we really gonna just act like nothing ever happened between us, and I should just be happy and hug it out? Like, it's just, that's not being realistic. Like, it's just not.
Between her and Heavenly, their beef, did Heavenly apologize or they just ignored it and just
With Contessa?
No, you said that
Oh,
their situation in the past, did they just ignore it
I
and
don't
just
really.
start filming?
I'm assuming that they eventually got past it and maybe she apologized. I'm not sure. But for Simone to have her blocked on her phone for 2 years, I mean, and I think she said something about, she called Cecil a drunk and broke or something like that, which is messed up. It took her 2 years. And so like what she said about my husband can be detrimental to his career. And it's not like she's really that important or anything like that. It's just more so, it's just like we're on a TV program and all that, and there's a lot of people are following us. And Gregory works with a lot of people in mental health. Like, you can't put those type of things out, and we ain't gonna brush over it like you was just playing. Like, that's really not funny. And I just didn't like how that's done, and how everybody's kind of like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, all of you people are doctors. Like, let's be smart. Can we be smart for a minute? Because it's not being smart. It's not being smart. But whatever. It is what it is. But at this point, I'm just kind of like kind of over the shenanigans, and I can kind of see what's coming a mile away. I can just see it. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. And so we try to have fun at the dinner. I remember getting there and we were like rushing. Everybody was like getting there late. We were like rushing, and we were at MCK. All y'all know about MCK in Atlanta. Y'all check it out because it was a really nice restaurant. And the food was good. It was good. But we wrapped that up, and then we go into the baby shower. And so we get to the baby shower, and I'm just kind of like, okay. And after the speed dating event, somebody from production actually talked to my cake lady. She did my wedding cake and all that, and she dropped off cookies because I had cookies, the sweet and savory cookies for everybody when we were done. And so she was like, is somebody pregnant or whatever? And I was like, not that I know of. And so I was like, I had an idea, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's Toya, because I think she mentioned Toya's name, and I was like, maybe Toya's pregnant. I was like, I was excited. Like, I was honestly excited and elated about it, and very joyful, because I was like, oh, that'll be really nice. I know that she had a miscarriage. She wanted another baby, and she was really excited when my sister got pregnant. So I was like, oh, that'd be nice. And so like I talked to Simone about it, and she's like, she is not pregnant or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that Simone probably knows her history, her medical history, and all that kind of stuff. And so when we get to the baby shower, I'm just like, girl, what? You had a whole baby shower for a purse. And I just think it's like, I don't really care about those kind of things, especially spending so much money on a purse. It was just a little weird. And I was like, I know I didn't drive all the way from South Atlanta all the way up to out here just for a purse. Girl, like, I took off work for this shit. Like, nobody wanted to I didn't want to take off work. Like, what? Like, who does that? And so, again, typical Toya in Toya fashion. That's what she did. So it was just kind of like, hell, I'm like, y'all spent more time at this event, like, than y'all did at my speed dating event. I felt like that was a little bit more interesting. like that would have, because it was a lot of fun. Like, the conversations between the couples were hilarious. Like, and and we actually made some real connections there. It was really cool. And then, like, even after the show, I mean, there was like other people hooking up with other folks and all that kind of stuff. Even like it was crazy. So it really inspired me to actually move this forward and rebrand. What they say, rebrand. Rebrand. I might rebrand. But it was so much fun. I really do hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And ladies, if you want to ask me any questions.
How do you feel about Phaedra posting proof? Well, this is from Scotty Beam.
Okay.
How do you feel about Phaedra posting proof that she actually wrote the check?
I think that she just got tired of the banter back and forth and the silliness, because I think that we're really losing sight of what's important. And for Care for Moms is a serious thing. And so for someone to put out like as if the check bounced, like she didn't write a check and she didn't do her part and lie about it, I just think that it takes away from the actual foundation for Care for Moms. And so I guess Phaedra just kind of felt like, okay, let me go ahead and post. Like I had the money, I got the money, but it's just like, of course, like in that scene, they wanted to be messy, and it really, to me, it kind of gave off a little jealousy, just a wee bit, when they were talking about Phaedra. But it's just, I think Phaedra just wanted to show that her money was good for it. Okay. Honestly, I didn't quite really see anybody make a post for Cure for Moms when the episode aired. I actually didn't see that. And then I didn't see them really make a post after the fact either. I think that I want you guys to really go to forcareformoms.com and make sure that you donate, because they're halfway through their goal. Their goal is $500,000. And they've only gotten to 250,000. And so I think that you guys need to go on and support them. I wish that we covered more of the story, because Charles really poured his heart out. And so whenever I was at the event, I donated 10 tickets, which did equal up to $2,500. I actually received a text from Jackie to donate. And so I thought it was a little odd, because I hadn't really heard from Jackie, and I knew that they were going to do the Met Gala. We did it last year. It was supposed to be the Ladies of Married to Medicine. And it was unfortunate that, me and Contessa were kind of excluded from the conversation. Like, they didn't include us. And we've known about it for the past year, but I had no idea. It was Jackie, the one that was spearheading it with her foundation, 50 Shades of Pink. And so, I really do feel like they did themselves a disservice in not including me and Contessa, because I think that we have a lot to offer. I mean, we both are veterans. My background is project management. I think that they really could have did more. It kind of really, honestly, I felt like it was thrown together, and I think that it really was. It was.
Well, the 10 people there look like all the people that you got tickets for seem like the only people in the crowd.
Well, we had more people there that was there to support, but I think it was just kind of like really just thrown together, because I think we really could have offered more. And, I mean, because it was so last minute, like, we could have offered like some mental health sessions and stuff like that. We really could have auctioned some of those things out. But again, they didn't want to include us for whatever reason, and Contessa wasn't included. And so I did think it was kind of messed up just getting a text like, okay, donate $2,500. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not good enough to be a part of this team and talk about, and offer what I can do and be a part of this. But, it's just, you just want my money. Like, I didn't think that was fair. I did make a post for Care for Moms, just because I want, Charles, I think Charles is a really great guy, and I think that we really do need to spread the awareness for Black mothers' mortality rates. I made it very crucial and important that I be there for my sister's birth, so I can be a voice to her and to my niece. And I just wanted to make sure that she was good, because I was crying when he started talking. And that's why I really didn't want to be messy, because at the end of the day, this is still a real event. And, and the man, his wife passed away giving birth. So I didn't want to do too much, because it was a serious event, and I think that we could have really did more for them. And, especially when the ladies, always just talking about materialistic things, and I got this and that. Like, I think that we could have done more with more than $25,000 or $15,000. I think that we could have, had we really brainstormed and come together and raise awareness. And those are things that are important to me. I love philanthropy. I love giving back. But also, this is a cause that's going to benefit all of Black women.
So do you feel that production was being messy by showing that the other ladies didn't really bring any money and Toya went and bought a Stormy?
I mean, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that, but I mean, we really could have highlighted this event a lot more. And, and if we're not going to highlight it as much on the show, we got to do the work outside the show. Use our platforms. Like, I have a following. Everybody has a following. I mean, we really could have done more, but, I'm saying something right now. I posted afterwards, after the event back in June, just keep donating, help them towards their cause. And that, Charles, keep spreading awareness, keep telling Kira's story. I pray that you get to your goal, and I'm going to do all that I can in my power to see that you get there.
The King of Shade 1 says, do you feel as though you were treated equally on the show, as far as having the same ability as everyone and having your real support system with you on the show Like your sister, your friends, your mom?
I don't feel like I'm treated fairly on the show. I think that it's very apparent. It comes off very apparent because there's a lot of gaslighting going on, a lot of dismissal, disrespect, and it's not a lot of people like really standing up for the newbies. And it's just kind of like it's very apparent that it's a pack going on over here, and this is the outside. You know, some of the newbies, and and Contessa, I feel like is part of that. We're on the outside circle. And but honestly, I lean on my friends. I have real doctors, friends and doctors' wives and all that. And it really is great whenever you meet other doctors' wives because like they understand the sacrifice that you have to make. Like it's a lot, especially when her husband has their own practice and all that. They make a lot of sacrifices and they go through a lot of stress, and you gotta stick by it and then help them out. You got to be the one that pick up the slack and figure things out.
How did you get Phaedra to participate in the speed dating event?
Well, okay, so in the beginning, I actually was telling Phaedra, like, girl, I started the speed dating event, and I also had this age gap group, and I was trying to find her a doctor. Like, I was out on the prowl, and I actually found somebody, and I thought I found somebody, but then that didn't work out. So that didn't work out. I actually found a few people, but I was really on the prowl searching for Phaedra, and so Phaedra said that she was going to participate in my event. And so I was like, okay, girl. And Phaedra is just this woman, and she's been there, done that. She's been married and all that. And I think that she's really just looking to have a good time. Like she's in her bad girl era, I think that's what she is. And I don't think that she's really interested in really getting married again. I think that it's just kind of like you be over in your house, I be in my house, and we come together. I think that's where she's at in life, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, get it how you live. I'll never shame another woman and say like, well, you're married, and like we all have our struggles being single and being married. Like I don't envy one or the other. So it just depends on what you want. And I think that Phaedra is just, she out there, and they say what they call the libido go up as the women get older. And so she out there looking for a young thing. Okay. She wants somebody young. She said she don't like no old man. I was surprised. I said, girl, now Phaedra, no, you need to get somebody at least good 15 years older. Okay. So they be at the house, they go to work, but you ain't got to do too much. You still in the streets. You still do you.
Well, I thought when you first talked about the dating thing, I thought she was considered the older one, and then they were the young ones.
Right. It was okay. So pretty much, I was welcoming everybody. Like in my Facebook group,
someone looking for someone older.
Yeah.
So he was the male looking for an older.
Right. Because like there's relationships out there that I know that they ended up like women. They like younger men, and younger men like older women for whatever reason. And she's one of those people that she likes younger men. So I was like, why not try to hook her up with somebody that's young? I was trying to get her with somebody older, but like my group is for everybody. Like I welcome, as long as my age starts at 25 and up, because you want somebody that's mature, someone that's kind of been around the way for a while, just experienced life. And so I just didn't want no one to feel like, okay, I'm hooking some 19-year-old up with some 6-year-old man. Like I didn't want to do that. You got to be mature. You got to have experienced life a little bit to really get to a point to feel that you want to date older. Because it's not like I was in high school and I decided I wanted to date older. Like you have to keep in mind, when you're in school and you're growing up, you had your first crush and they're, at your school age, but you're growing up with these guys. It's not until you get a little older and you start maturing in your mind that you're like, maybe I need to do it. Like, you were more mature, so you want somebody more mature and more established. And so, it took me a while to come around and say, hey, I want to date an older guy. I think it got to when I was like 25 when I started considering, like, you know what, like, most of the men I was dating, I just feel like they just want to, I don't want to do that. Like, I didn't want to just do that. Like, I just felt like I wanted something with more substance. I wanted someone that was ready to love, that experienced life, and that was going to love me and adore me and cherish me. That's what I wanted. I felt like it was a win-win situation. A lot of men like younger women, and a lot of women like older men for various reasons. And so I felt like, the two go together, like peanut butter and jelly. Okay, it's sweet and savory.
I've been reading the comments, and also within the show, they flash back a lot to you saying the whole access to the money comment. How does your husband feel about your comment, access to the money, since his opinion is the only one that really matters?
Gregory, he don't give a damn about me saying access to the money. He knows like my personality. He knows like I joke around, but also like, hell, Gregory got access to the money. Shit, he get access to the money from me.
It's a partnership.
Yeah, it's a partnership. That's what it's supposed to be. Like he's benefiting, and I didn't just come through the door with nothing. Like I have a background being a veteran, and there's benefits to that. Like the man is winning. Okay, like every woman wants access to the money. I don't give a damn what they say. Like from back in the old days, you know damn well granddaddy was giving all his check to that woman, to your grandmama. Okay, and she made sure the bills was paid and made groceries and made your grandpa happy. That's just what it was. And so it's like it's really not that hard in these relationships. Like, you know, Gregory, he loves to work. He buries himself in his work. I love a man at work, and I love I like to live comfortably. And we go together very well. I like to live comfortably, and I like to make sure, I want to know that I'm being cared for and protected and provided for. Like, duh, everybody want that.
Did you have any feelings when you were at the baby shower, knowing that you're going through your own fertility journey? Did you have any feelings towards Toya when she had the baby shower for the first?
I really, honestly, at the time, I didn't really have any feelings about it. I was just kind of like happy for her, but then again, I also was going through my own stuff. Like, you know, my sister is pregnant and all that kind of stuff. So a little bit of emotionally, I did have a moment that was like, damn, you know, I want to be the one to get pregnant and be able to share this on the show with everybody. And so I was just thinking about that. Like, you know, of course I'm genuinely happy for my friend Toya to have a baby, but what I really wanted is just like to have that moment. But then when I saw that it was just for a person, it was just kind of like, you know, it was a wee bit insensitive. But again, like Toya does the Toya stuff that she does, and you know, I'm happy for her. You know, if she like it, I love it. You know, it ain't my cup of tea. It ain't sweet tea, but it's Toya's. It's Toya's tea. So let me know what you guys think about this episode. I had a lot of more fun. You know, I got to laugh. I got to really show what my interests are. And so I think that in the past episodes, you guys didn't really get a chance to see that because everybody's like, what is your storyline? Like, I got stories. I got a lot of stuff and I got a lot of stories. Maybe we'll actually one day do a story time because I got a lot of stories in my past that y'all might want to hear. It is crazy. Okay. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. What did you think about the episode? Did y'all want to see more of my speed dating event? Did you guys what did you think about the whole Birkin bag? And you know, what does that represent to you in the Black community? Like, what do you guys think? Like, it's not really my cup of tea, but you know, I kind of feel like it's a little insensitive. And I think that us in the Black community, we got to start changing our mindsets. That's just my opinion. But I just want to get your thoughts. And so thanks for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tune in next week. Bye.